Okay, the first question is, in your opinion, do you think domestic violence in dating relationships among high school or college students is something that is overlooked or unexpected? I don't think it's overlooked in the psych and CJ world, but I think in the general public eye of high school or college students, I definitely think so. People aren't thinking, that abuse is happening. Everyone's living in their happy little bubble, and that's kind of it, unless you are a victim of it or you know a victim personally and you know their story. Otherwise, I just feel like people are just kind of like, it happens. You hear about that girl that got killed in Nebraska because her boyfriend was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like we really dive into that at all. I think psych and CJ people, we are aware that it happens because this is our field. You know what I mean? We know the ins and outs of it, but I just feel like general population, not really. College coaches and friends of these students were aware that George had a temper and was aggressive toward Yeardley, love in the past. However, no one confronted her and addressed the behavior. Do you think that when domestic violence is witnessed, the bystander effect surfaces and is used more than not? I think it is extremely used. I can quite literally reference a situation that I know personally. I heard it happening, and I looked at my friends and were like, wow, is that really happening? Like, what in the world? Like, this is like, no way. There's no way. We never really knew because we tried to talk to the girl about it. She didn't say anything. She was like, it is what it is. Don't worry about it. And so it's one of those situations where you look at a situation and you're just like, I really hope that's not happening to you. But, like, if it is happening to you, reach out. But it's also like that victim's not going to reach out. They feel stuck. They feel trapped. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, it's going to be on their timing or that person's timing. The abuser's timing or the offender's timing or the victim's timing. It is what it is. I mean, you can try as much as you want to step into the situation, but really until authorities are alerted, there's nothing much you can do. So I just think it's a shame that people knew he was aggressive and didn't do anything about it. Like, that's extremely frustrating. And goes in number 3 of George denied that his actions led to the death of Yeardley after watching the video. Do I believe that or not? And I believe that he did not come into the room with intentions of killing Yeardley. I do not believe he may have thought it, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill this girl. Like, I can't believe she did that. Like, we broke up and she hooked up with him. Like, how dare she? But I don't think he truly meant to come in and kill her, but he did come in so aggressively. He came in extremely aggressively, and he literally punched a hole through the door and unlocked it himself when she was telling him, no, get out. He already violated her privacy and everything of the sort, and now he's coming in so hot and heavy. It's not surprising that he did. And especially when you look at their size differences, their size differences are insane. So it's like, it's not surprising that with your strength and weight and everything that you did kill her. And in the video, literally, he had a window of time where he could have gone back and called EMS and called EMTs and everything and saved her, and he didn't. Because he was in such a fit of rage. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. But I don't think he did come in to kill her, but I do think his aggression overcame, and especially with her fighting back and not wanting him, that rejection also hurt as well, that it was just a complete cluster of emotions, and it just ended up being the tragic accident that it was. I don't want to say accident. Incident. I did not mean to say accident. I mean incident. But it is a very tragic incident, especially when people knew and didn't say anything. It's so unfortunate. And it's like, more people need to know about this case and need to understand that this is a reality for a lot of people. You just wouldn't think about it. Like I said, we don't think about this kind of stuff. 2 ways that this offense could have been prevented. I mean, we talked in class that there was a lacrosse coach or something of the sort higher up that literally had walked into an altercation happening between Yeardley and George. And I feel like if somebody literally would have stepped in and been like, this is not happening, you two need to leave each other alone, I feel like this would have totally been prevented. I also feel like if people saw Yeardley bruised up and saw her demeanor when she was around him and really listened, and their roommates would have listened, I think people would have been able to spot it just like that. You need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware of who people bring in. But those would be my 2 ways that I would have addressed this. And it could have been prevented. Discuss how additional awareness could be brought onto campus. I think we could do so many more domestic violence seminars. I mean, we already do the sexual assault, rape seminars, the dating seminars, but where's domestic violence? Yeah, we have the RADS, women's self-defense, but men get abused too. Especially from that video we watched, it's 1 out of 3 women and 1 out of 3 men and 1 out of 4, oh my gosh, no, 1 out of 3 women and 1 out of 4 men, there we go, get abused. And so I feel like if we would have those statistics and would know that kind of things, I feel like a lot more students would feel comfortable reaching out and being like, hey, I'm in this situation, I feel stuck, I don't know what to do. And I feel like that would be very important, but it's like we aren't highlighting that. But why would you want to highlight something so dark and so sad? You know what I mean? But it's like, it's obviously needed. They had a student die on campus. And so it's like, I feel like if we had seminars of something of the sort, or maybe not even seminars, just a simple, group, that wants to talk about their past relationships or something, we could have like a sort of like a women's group or a men's group of just like, I was in this relationship, let's heal together, let's talk it out, like a group therapy session. Like, I feel like there could be a lot of stuff that's very beneficial, but sadly we just do not do until another case like this is going to pop up close to home, and then we're finally going to change. But those are my thoughts and opinions on this case.